If you've ever seen a pier covered in sunbathing cats while a fishing boat glides in, you've already met one of Japan's quiet wonders, the Cat Islands. Not a single spot, but a constellation. Small fishing or former silkworm communities where felines famously outnumber people. Depending on how you count, Japan has roughly a dozen to 17 of these islands scattered from the Seto Inland Sea to Tohoku. The nickname sticks for the same reason the cats do. In places shaped by nets, boats, and grain, a good mouser is worth their weight in luck. How did the Cat Islands happen? 2 words: work and belief. In sericulture villages, cats protected silkworm cocoons from rats. In fishing hamlets, they guarded bait sheds and chewed through the local superstition that a well-fed cat brought good catches in calm seas. On Tashirojima, a small cat shrine honors a cat killed in a work accident. Many locals still observe the soft rule you hear everywhere there: no dogs. It's part reverence, part practical truce. Let's sketch the best-known places, briefly, and by the numbers. Aoshima in Ehime is the postcard that went viral years ago. Headlines of 200 cats and only a handful of residents. That used to be true. Then in 2018, islanders and volunteers ran a full TNR, trap, neuter, return program. With no new litters, the population naturally declined. Today, you'll meet around 80 older cats and just a few remaining residents, most elderly. The vibe is quiet, the lanes are empty, and the cats live at an easy post-boom pace. Tashirojima in Miyagi is the other celebrity. 100-plus cats to roughly 50 human residents, a gentle coastal walk, shrines and figurines, and that ever-present reminder: no dogs. It's the island where you feel the old contract most clearly. Respect the cats, respect the sea. Aoshima off Fukuoka is cat heaven in a practical, everyday way. Cats gather near the harbor and doze along a loop of seawall and streets. Counts shift with seasons and spay-neuter cycles, but expect dozens to the low hundreds, found in small, friendly clusters rather than one continuous carpet of fur. Zoom out and you'll hear other names. Manabashima in Okayama with photogenic lanes and plenty of whiskers in doorways. Ogijima and Sanagashima in Kagawa. Yushima in Kumamoto. Fukushima in Oita, which locals have pegged at around 60 cats to just 11 people. There's no federal registry for Cat Island. The title is earned by reputation and routine. Who actually looks after the cats? It's a braid of daily kindness and quiet organization. Residents put out food and water at predictable times. Shop owners top up bowls at opening the way others sweep a step. Volunteers and small NPOs visit to run TNR, vaccinations, and adoptions when kittens do appear. On busier islands, caretakers coordinate feeding so visitors don't accidentally overfeed. And across Japan, the animal welfare playbook has shifted toward colony management. Ear-tipped cats to show they're neutered, fixed feeding points, and simple shelters wedged from wind. What's it like to visit? Simple. Nearly all the cat islands are a short local boat or ferry hop from a nearby port, usually 15 to 60 minutes, with fares that sit in the single-digit dollars one way. You buy a ticket at the dock, ride across with a handful of locals and day trippers, wander lanes for a few hours, and head back. Think day trip easy, not expedition. The important part is what you bring and don't bring. Water, sun protection, and respect, not much else. There's a code of kindness everyone follows. Ask before you feed. If it's allowed, use proper cat food away from homes and shrines. No dairy, no human leftovers. Don't pick up cats. Let them come to you. On some islands, especially Tashirojima, remember no dogs. Keep voices low, hands gentle, and carry out all trash. Servicing tiny islands is hard enough without extra bags on a windy day. And point your camera at cats and streets, not through windows. These are towns, not theme parks. Let's talk numbers, knowing they shift the way tides do. After island-wide TNR Aoshima, now approximately 80 cats, mostly seniors, down from historical peaks around 200. Tashirojima, 100-plus cats, still outnumbering approximately 50 residents. Aoshima, dozens to 100-plus, spread in clusters around harbor and lanes. Fukushima, Oita, local notes of approximately 60 cats to approximately 11 people. Elsewhere, counts are estimates at best. No one runs a daily census. But the ratio is what you feel. Places where cats are simply part of the street, the pier, the shop step, and the sun. What about care beyond feeding? Islands that lean into colony management build soft infrastructure. Insulated cat huts tucked behind sheds, water stations in shade, and scheduled vet days when a local boat ferries in a small team for neuter, vaccine, and checkups. Ear-tipping marks who's fixed. Simple logbooks track new faces. It's practical compassion at village scale. And yes, there's a tourism effect, good and bad. The good: attention brings money to tiny economies. A cafe stays open, a guest house survives winter, donations cover vet days and kibble. The pressure: litter, crowds that treat cats like props, or surprise feeding that unbalances a colony's diet. That's why islands post simple rules, and why the best souvenir you can bring is your politeness. The origin stories repeat with different accents. A fisherman points at the sky and says the cats know when a storm is coming. A retired silk worker remembers kittens sleeping on the warm side of a kiln. The cat shrine on Tashirojima keeps a wooden ledger of small thanks. The folklore is sweet. The reality is humbler. People and animals working together, then continuing to do so long after the factories closed and the big boats left. If you want cost ballparks without getting lost in timetables, here they are. Boats are cheap by island standards, usually the price of a coffee and a pastry per direction. Meals are whatever you bring or buy at a tiny cafe if there is one. Many islands have no vending machines at all, so pack water. Lodging exists on a few islands, but isn't necessary for a pleasant visit. Most travelers make it a half-day outing from the nearest city and sleep on the mainland. A few fast facts to tuck in your pocket. Japan's cat islands cluster around 11 to 17 sites, depending on whose list you read. Many communities are elderly. In some places, the cat-to-human ratio is 5-to-1 or higher. Islands like Aoshima ran full TNR, 2018. So you'll now see fewer kittens and more seniors snoozing in the sun. On Tashirojima, no dogs remains a widely observed rule. Elsewhere, posted signs tell you what's okay. A typical visit is a short ferry hop plus a slow walk. Lanes, seawalls, tiny shrines, a lot of purring. Who lives there to look after the cats day to day? Mostly locals, often older, who've done it for years because that's what neighbors do. A shopkeeper who fills a bowl, a fisherman who keeps a water pan in shade, a volunteer who returns every month with carriers and a spreadsheet. It isn't glamorous, and it isn't Instagram's job. It's care, scheduled between tides and chores. If you go like a good guest. Keep your voice soft. Let cats set the terms. Some will bump your leg and roll. Some will blink at you from a stone wall like an emperor receiving news. Learn one small word, Otsukaresama, and say it to the ferry crew, the cafe lady, the neighbor refilling a water dish. You're not there to complete anything. You're there to witness a relationship between people and animals that has been running quietly for longer than any of us have been posting. And when you leave, carry one habit home. Maybe it's putting water out in a heat wave. Maybe it's supporting TNR where you live. Maybe it's the patience to sit on a seawall for 5 minutes without your phone and let a cat decide whether you're worth a hello. That's the secret of Japan's cat islands. They aren't about cats alone. They're about care, scaled to a human place. The kind of care any street in any country could learn from.